My name is Mike Edmonds. I work as a swine nutritionist where I develop diets to help producers be more efficient and also to produce leaner pork product for today's consumer. I'm also a volunteer that does human nutrition work where I try to help people learn more about what's needed in a healthier diet. In this video, we're going to talk about trans fats. Trans fats are basically formed when you take oils and they add hydrogen to it, hydrogenate them, and they call this a hydrogenated fat, and that turns the oil into a solid fat called a trans fat. And trans fats are not good for us. For example, if you consume trans fats, they lower the HDL cholesterol. HDL cholesterol is good cholesterol. It helps get cholesterol out of our bloodstream, which we want. But if you consume high levels of trans fats, they lower the HDL. They also raise the LDL. And the LDL is considered the bad cholesterol. It's the cholesterol that gets into arteries and over a period of years can form plaque and can lead to a blockage in an artery, which can be very serious. So trans fats lower the healthy cholesterol, the HDL, and they raise the bad cholesterol, the LDL. That's why we want to avoid trans fats in our diets. Let's look at some products that have trans fats in them. For example, in shortening here, trans fat, if you look at the label, you'll see that in a serving here it has 3 grams of trans fat. And the way you know that, not only are they showing the level at 3 grams, but if you look at the ingredients, you see partially hydrogenated soybean oil and partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil. It's the word hydrogenated is the trans fat, so you want to look for that on labels. Now there's products out there that will say that there's 0 grams of trans fat per serving, but yet if you look at the label, you can see that they have here the partially hydrogenated or fully hydrogenated oils in them. It means they're still trans fat, but the regulations allow us to put 0.5 grams or less in a serving. You can call it 0. But there's still a trans fat in here because it's just under 0.5 grams in a serving. A lot of products have trans fats. Even this product here has 2 grams of trans fat per serving. Again, partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. You need to read labels to see where they're at. Even candy bars. A lot of different candy bars have trans fats. Even though they call it 0 grams per serving, there's still trans fat in a number of candy bars that are out there. Pie crust. If you take a refrigerated pie crust and you look at the label here, you'll see that there's 0 grams of trans fat per serving, but yet here's partially hydrogenated in the ingredient listing. That means there's still trans fats in this pie crust. If you take a dry pie crust and look at the nutrition facts here, you see 2.5 grams of trans fat in a serving, and again the words hydrogenated are listed here. The point being, if you have a serving of pie with this pie crust, you're getting 2.5 grams of trans fat for each slice of pie. That's a lot of trans fats to have in a diet. They do all kinds of bad things for our cholesterol, and we want to avoid those. Now if you look at margarines, again you'll see one here that says 0 grams of trans fat per serving, but yet if you look back here, fully and partially hydrogenated soybean oil. So again, trans fats are in this, but there is a product made by Imbalance that does not have trans fats. They got 0 gram on the label, but if you read the ingredient listing, there are not any hydrogenated fats in this. This is a very healthy type of margarine to use in a diet, the Imbalance. Now to learn more about trans fats, you can go to a website, choosemyplate.gov, that our government has a nice brochure that covers a lot of nutrition, including the trans fats. And then I've also written a nutrition health textbook called Healthy Eating Made Easy. As it says down here, it's straightforward and sound nutritional advice for a healthier lifestyle. To learn more about this book, you can go to www.dredmondshealthyeating.com.